Hello, and in this video I'd like to give you a full flipping guide on Buff163. So I'll try to tell you everything that I personally know of flipping on Buff163. Now let's just get into it, there's a lot to talk about. First of all, the chapters. So what am I actually gonna talk about? Well, there's a lot, but I recommend at least 3 of these things. So you have the normal stuff in the beginning, and then I recommend you to watch the extensions part. So this is where I'm gonna tell you helpful Google extensions. Then I recommend you to watch the all flipping methods. Here I'm gonna tell you what methods there are to flipping, at least what I have done or what I know of. And I'm gonna recommend you to watch one of these. So in the all flipping methods part of the video, I'm gonna say which ones are better for people with this type of money or this type of time. So I recommend you to watch at least that part. And in the end, I also have a spreadsheet that you can just copy. You can put all your skins in, and this is really useful if you want to take like your CSGO flipping seriously, because then you'll know exactly how much money you're making. Nonetheless, let's just get into the video. You can see all the chapters in the timeline of the YouTube video, or you can check the description where there will be a lot of information. If you ever want to say like thank you for the video, you can just subscribe to the channel, like the video. And if you have any questions, you can join the Discord server in the description. Let's just get started with the video. So first of all, we have the account setup. So if you have never ever created an account, there will be a link for the Buff163 site. You also have an app on your mobile phone for this. Now, if you ever want to know which site it is, it's basically called Buff163. So make sure that you have the right link. It should be something like this, buff.163.com. And this is how it looks. So when you've never created an account, you'll see a sign up button on the top right of your screen. Let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. So I'm now in an incognito modus, and here you see a register button. And right here you have to put in your phone number. So just search for a country, put in your phone number, and after that you get a code and you can register. Now once you've done that, you will always need to register, or you will always need to log in with that phone number. So remember to use a phone number that you have access to. The third step is to link your Steam account, link your API key and your trade link. Now it's necessary to download the mobile app on your phone. This is very easy to do. So it will look like this. You will basically have this mobile app on your phone where it's the same as on your desktop, but you need this to send trades. You just have this app where you need to send your skins. So just download it in the App Store, and after you've done that, then we will go to the next step. So let's talk about the fees. Now, there are 3 types of fees on this platform. You have the sellings fee, the withdrawal fee, and the deposit fee. Now note that fees may change, although it will be very unlikely that fees will change. Let's start with the sales fee. So the sales fee will always be 2.5%. And what this is let's say that I want to sell a skin on the market. So if I go to my inventory and I want to sell this fracture case. If I click on sell and I put it up for sale for 100 RMB, my actual income will be 97.5. So this means that there is a 2.5% tax deducted from the balance, from the sell price. So there will always be a 2.5 fee when selling something. It doesn't matter how big the item is or how small the item is, it will always be 2.5%. Then we have the withdrawal fee and the deposit fees. So why doesn't this matter for you? Well, you need to be a Chinese citizen to deposit or withdraw RMB. At least I believe that you need a Chinese bank account, or you need to be registered on one of these deposit methods. Now, therefore, we as foreigners cannot deposit or withdraw money directly for this. So that's why these fees doesn't really matter for you. But for deposit fee, it's a 0%. And for withdrawal fee, as you can see, it's only available after completing your ID. So I've not done that. Therefore, I don't know what the fee is. But here it says 1% service fee will be charged for Alipay, refund or withdrawal. So I believe it's 1%. Okay, now that you know what the fees is and you've created an account, how do you buy and sell skins? Well, I'll briefly explain this. There are a lot of tutorials online, so if you don't understand it quite yet, then you can just search online for this. Now, you will need the Buff163 app on your phone, what I've already said, so if not, please download it right now. Well, let's say that you're buying a skin. This is how it would look like, so it's pretty self-explanatory. You go to the market, you go to a random skin, then you search for the buy, then you click on buy, then you choose with what balance do you buy. It will just be my buff balance. You click on pay like this. Yeah, now I buy it. And then you click on please choose how to send the offer. So you can send the offer in app, which is recommended, or you can send the offer by seller. Now, send the offer in app, it basically means that I now have to go to my phone and send the offer. And if I send the offer by seller, it will mean that the seller has to send a trade to me, but I don't recommend using this. It's better to just send the offer yourself. Okay, so as you can see, I'm on my phone on the right. So if I now click send offer in app, it will say this, please send the offer in 5 minutes. So as you can see here, I'm on my phone, and if I go to me, you will see buy history. I go right over here and you will see this, waiting for your offer. So I click on this, I click on send offer. It will now send the offer. So this has created a Steam trade to him and he now has to accept. When selling, it looks like this. You have two scenarios. So either the buyer sends you a trade. So what will happen is he will send you a Steam trade. You will also see it in your sales history, and then here you will see that someone has bought it, and there will be a button with the Steam trade. And basically you just have to click on the trade, accept the trade, and then everything will be done. Now, secondly, is that you have to send the trade. So as we saw when buying a skin, you can say that the seller needs to send the skin, and therefore it may happen very rarely that you have to send the trade yourself. So for those who question, how do you actually get buff balance? Since you can't deposit or withdraw any money, then how do you get it? Well, I have a video on my channel about this. I'll leave a link in the description. And in this video, I'll explain basically how it works. Now, basically what you will need to do is you can either buy a skin on another marketplace, and then after you get the skin in your inventory, you sell it once again to Buff163. So in that way you will get the balance after selling the skin, or you buy balance of someone else. That's basically the two methods that there are. Let's take a look at some extensions. So there are two extensions that you can download. Let's first start off with Better Buff and then start with Buff Utility. Now, one thing that you must note is that Buff Utility is no longer in the Google Web Store, although this was a very popular extension back in the day. Now, it has only been removed like a few months ago. So if you would still like to download this Buff Utility one, basically you have to search for Buff Utility Chrome. This one is it, yeah. So I believe that if you click on download right over here, you will have the right extension. Now, personally, I don't use this extension anymore because it has been removed from the Google Web Store. If you would like to download this, you can click on download, but use this at your own risk. I don't know if this is safe or not. Now, the second one is Better Buff, which is this extension that I have installed right over here. I recommend just downloading this one. It's on the Chrome store. Also be a link in the description. Now, what both of these extensions basically do is, let me turn it on. You see that everything has changed. You can now see the sell price and the buyer. So this is the sell price and this is the buy order price. And this is the price converted in euros. This is how much are being sold, how much are being bought. Just a lot of useful information. And I believe that you can change a lot of these aspects. Here if I have pricing, I can do percentage difference. So if I now say percentage difference, I can see this one is now 23% cheaper than on Steam. This one 20%. There are a lot of different things to it. You can leave it as it is. It's pretty self-explanatory how this works. So I'm not gonna explain after it. Okay, so now we got all the flipping methods. I'm quickly going to explain all the flipping methods that I know of. And before you go on and go to one of these, I recommend you to listen very carefully. So what I would recommend you to do is choose one of these main strategies and test them out for like a month. If you like them, you go further with the strategy. If you don't like it, then you do another strategy. Now you probably have to choose two strategies because you will have the money on Buff. And then, for example, you'll have the money on your bank account. Like your money is going to go everywhere. So you probably need multiple strategies. Therefore, I recommend to choose one strategy that you're going to begin with. Your buff balance is going to be somewhere, or your money is going to be somewhere, and then you need another strategy. Then come back to the video and check which strategy you can then do. If this sounds like a little bit weird, what I say, it will all become clear after I told you all the strategies and you know how it works. So there are going to be four main methods. Let me just quickly explain to you how this works, and then I'm gonna explain to you in detail. So first I'll just quickly go over each method, and you can skip to the part in the video of which method you want to see. First of all, we have buy order arbitrage. This basically means that you go to the Buff163 site, you stay on the site, and you will set buy orders. The buy orders will fill, you will get skins, and then you sell them back to the same site again. It's very easy to do. You just place some buy orders, wait 1 day, wait 2 days, then cancel all the buy orders, and then you just see what skins you got. You sell them back in a week, and that's it. Then we have other markets. So this is other markets to Buff163. What this means is that you will buy skins that are at a lower price than the Buff163 price. So you have the selling price on Buff163. For example, this is $10. You go to, for example, Skinport. You see a skin for $9. You buy it, you sell it to Buff163, and you keep the profit. You can do this with any balance, but you do have to take into consideration when buying skins that there can be a fee. It's medium difficulty. It's not easy, but it's not that hard. Then we have another one that's medium difficulty, also all balances, and this is to do buff to other markets. Well, with buff to other markets, you basically buy skins on Buff163, and then you distribute them to other markets. You're gonna mainly use peer-to-peer markets, which means that you don't have to wait longer than the trade hold. It means that you're gonna keep the skins in your inventory. More about this when I go in detail. This one's also medium. Now, this was my main strategy for buff, but the reason for that was because I had this not secret strategy, but I had this secret way in order to flip the skins. I'm gonna explain it in a future video. Lastly, you have buff to Steam and then Steam to buff. What this means is you will buy skins on Buff163, then you will sell them on Steam, which means that you can sell them the day you get the skin. Then you will buy a skin on Steam and you will sell them back to buff. The thing with this is that it doesn't work every time. Sometimes there's very low amounts of Steam balance, so then Steam skins are a low price. Sometimes Steam skins are high price. It really depends. It's not always possible, so that's why it's medium difficulty. You have to see if it works, and if it does work, then you can actually make fast profit. Alright, so now I have some other methods. Now these are not like main methods. Why? Because they're sort of harder to learn. So you have sticker flipping. This is hard to learn. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna explain the best that I can. Like, I know how it works, but I've never really made a profit with it because I don't know how you can snipe those skins. Now then you also have float flipping. This one I have done a little bit, but I've never done it with any big scale, so I don't know if it's very profitable. So these ones are maybe cool to just take a look at, see if you want to do them. They can be profitable, but in my experience, I've not done them yet. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is buy order arbitrage. Now, one thing that I must note is that there is high competition from Chinese people. I've done this, and you place buy orders and you will see a lot of Chinese people also do the same thing. They will overbid you and stuff. So do note that this may take a long time. Like, it is high competition, so you have for this one you have to spend a lot of time flipping. It's more of like an active flipping strategy. One thing that is good is that it's only 2.5% fees. So that's very good. Now let's just get in the strategy. Now you have basically two methods. So that is the manual method and the price empire method. So let's start with the manual method. Here it is. So let's just go ahead and go to the steps. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head out of here. We're gonna go to the market, and this is how it's gonna work. So first we have to take a look at how much money do we have. So currently I have around 90 euros. And we're gonna look for a price range that's in between 1.1 to 5% of your balance. So let's say that we do, for example, 90 euros times 0.025. That's 2.5%. Let's say that we put in a price of 2.25 euros. Doesn't really matter what price you put in as long as it is in between those range. Then we should also look for skins that are 80 to 300 skins on sale. Now we can keep the extension on, like the better buff, or we can remove it, doesn't really matter. So as you can see here we have sell, it's 900, here it's 2.5k. And so we have to look anywhere between 80 and 300. Then we go to step 2, which is to sort the skins by price. So what we're gonna do is sort by price. We can sort from we need to sort from low to high. And what we're basically gonna do is we're gonna look at this number. So you see sell and you see 2.4 thousand. Let me just turn off this extension for those who don't have it installed. It will look like this. So price like this. You'll see 1000 on sale, 20 on sale, 18 on sale. We're gonna look at price skins with 80 to 30 skins on sale. Now, one thing is you will see these stickers. And I personally don't recommend these stickers because they're a bit of a liability. Stickers, you don't know if they're gonna go up or down. Plus, they don't sell that very often. For example, I clicked on this random sticker. The trade history, recent trades, they're not even one sales per day. So just stay away from stickers unless you know what you're doing. Stay away from graffiti, stay away from anything like that, like anything stupid like that. Stat track is an interesting one. Some skins will have good volume with stat track, others won't. So that you have to see personally how that will work. Now, what we're gonna do is search for 80 to 300 on sale. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press middle mouse button on this so that it opens in a new tab, and I'm gonna keep searching. This one has 108, this one has 130, 52, that's a little bit too low. Then we're gonna go on and we're gonna keep clicking on every single one of these. So as you can see, I keep clicking on every single one that has 80 to 300 cells. Now, what we can now do is we can just keep going, and you can do this, for example, for 10 minutes. You keep going to new pages, and after that, we're gonna look at the skins. We're gonna see which ones are profitable and which ones are not. So we go to step 3, is check the sell price and check the buy order price. This is very, very easy to do. If I go to the sell price, you will see it's 17.5 or €2.25. We go to the buy order price and we can see it's €2.7 or 16.1 RMB. Step number 4 is check the price trend / recent sales. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and see the price trend. Okay, so how does the price look? So you have to look for something that is, for example, on downtrend. So if it started at 2.8 and is now 2.25, then of course don't buy it. It's like a downtrend of skin, so that's not smart to flip. Unless of course you know what you're doing, but you probably don't. So don't do that. Then let's say that the skin suddenly went up. Now take a look at why the skin went up, because maybe it was a manipulation. You probably don't know why the skin went up. Then be careful with it, see what happened, and if that could lower the price in 7 days, because you're going to be selling the skin in 7 days. Now, one thing that you also need to take a look at is the sell price. So take a look at the sell price. The difference between this one is the listing price is what people sell their skins for. They put it up for that price, but the sell price is the actual sell price of these skins. So as you can see, probably low floats get sold very often. But if these lines are like this, it's okay. They just need to be stagnant. That's the best. After that, we check the recent sales. So we go to trade records right over here, and we see how often does this sell. Now I see 30, 30, 30, 30, and I see a lot of 29. So it probably sells more than 5 times per day, which is decent. I mean, if you see something that only sells 2 or 3 times per week, then it's probably not good to flip, because you want to keep your speed very high. You want to keep moving your balance at a high rate. So that's okay. And then we go use the calculator. So we need to go to the spreadsheet. And in the end of my presentation, I have a spreadsheet, and the link will be in the description also. Now I will then explain how the spreadsheet works, but there is a calculator. So why do we need to use this calculator? Well, we want to make a minimum of 5% of profit. So let's say the skin is €1. We want to at least make 5 cents of profit on the skin. Now, if it's more, then it's good. But if it's less, then it's not good. If you choose less than that, then what can happen is the price can always fluctuate. You don't know what it's going to be in 7 days. So because you take that risk, you want a little bit of profit. Therefore, if let's say you say only 2%, then the price can go a little bit down and you lose all your money. So therefore, we want at least 5%. Now, how do you use this calculator? You can use this calculator in the spreadsheet. It will be right over here, Buff163 calculator. Or you can just manually calculate it. It's not that hard. First, you go to the buy order price. So if I'm going to buy the skin, it will be probably for 16.3. So that will be 2.1 euros. So we put in 2.1. Then we go to the sales price, and that would be 2.25. Now I can choose to put it in euros or in RMB. It doesn't really matter. So let's say we put it for sale for 2.24. Then we have a profit of 8 cents, which is a 4% profit. And after fees, oh no, sorry, I mean before fees, that's a profit of 6.7. So always take a look at these two. Never take a look at these two. These are the ones after fee and these are the ones before fee. I just put them there. It may be useful in some cases, but always look at these two numbers. And if this one is less than 5%, then it's probably not profitable. So what we will then do is we'll go to the next skin, and check all of these skins. Now, once you get the hang of it, then it will basically look like this. I will go like this. I'll see 225, 2.11. I will know that's not a good trade. This one, okay, I will see this one can be good, 1.92. I'll take a look at the price trend. I'll see, okay, like this, trade records. I can see that it sells decently often, not a lot, but it's okay. So I would say this is not a very good skin to flip, but it is possible. I would go on to the next ones, and you can do this pretty fast if you know how this works. Now the next step is to set up a buy order. So what you want to do is, let's say that this is a good skin, you go click on place a buy order, and you either put the buy order at the same price or you put the buy order at a higher price. If depends on the competition and on how much the skin sells. If the skin doesn't sell very often, then you probably need to put it at least the minimum higher than the other guy. So for example, max buy order is 4.2, so I'll put it at 4.21, and then I click on confirm. And if it says something like this, then what this means is I can't do 4.21. I have to put 4.3 as the next buy order. So you have to keep that in mind when you use the calculator. Then right here, it's best to choose pay after supply. What this means is that you will only pay the money when the skin has been sold to you. So what this means in short is that you can place, for example, you only have 100 euros. You can place maybe around 200 to 300 euros of buy orders because you only have to pay after the skin gets sold. So this is very useful. You always use this one. This has been added like a few months ago. It will look like this. Success. Here's my buy order. Then receive the skin. So we'll have to wait for someone to buy it. I'm just going to cancel it because of course it's not a good trade. Then we're going to put it up for sell and then deliver the skin and repeat. I assume that you know how to put it up for sell. Basically it will be in your inventory. It will, let's say I'm going to sell this one. Just put it up for sell. For how much did it sell? Okay, you click on pricing, you sell the skin, you make the profit. You can use the spreadsheet that I have in the description. I'm going to explain the spreadsheet not right now. I'm going to explain it in the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. That was how the manual method worked. So let's now take a look at the price empire method. Now, for those who don't know what price empire is, I'm going to be using it multiple times in the video. It's basically this site where you can compare prices with this, I would say, bot. I think it's a bot or something. The thing is, you don't have to manually compare prices. Now, it will work the same, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go to priceempire.com, use this site. You're going to go to comparison. You may have to log into your account. Don't know. And what we're then going to do is we're going to go to Buff163 buy order and compare this with Buff163. So it will look like this. On the left side, you will have Buff163 buy order, and on the right side, you will have Buff163. Just follow what I do. For the maximum price range, we will have 1 day. For the minimum volume, we will just keep this at 0 for now. All right, let's do around 10. 10 is good. Then minimum quantity, what this means is how many buy orders should there already be? Well, there should already be at least 5 buy orders. And how many sell orders should there be? Well, there should at least be around 50 sell orders. You can mess around with the settings, look what works best for you. I'm just gonna put some random settings, and see how this will look. Liquidity can be 50, that's okay. Minimum ROI, this is what we're gonna do. So you can see, I'm gonna set my minimum ROI on 5%. So that means that we will always make profit. And what a lot of people will tell you to do is they will tell you, just go from the biggest ROI to lowest. But what will happen is that all of these skins are not liquid, they don't sell often, just not good skins to flip. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort by volume. And volume is the Steam volume, how many skins were sold in the last 24 hours. Okay, so if you put it from volume, from high to low, then choose your price range. So of course, if I will be going from, let's say 1 to 5 euros, then it will look like this. And the less money you have, the more profit you can usually make. So I can put it at 10% and still make a lot of profit. So what I'm now gonna do is, I've put all the settings, put it from volume from high to low. I will now see the skins that sells most often. So what I will then do is click on the buy order, click middle mouse button so that you don't get to go to the page instantly. You only have to click on one of these. You will go to the skin. Then you can check how much are for sale, how much are for buy order. And you can see if it's good to buy. Now the thing is that basically you are able to buy every single one of these because they're all above 10% profit. So now you just have to look at every single one of these skins and see if there's profit to be made. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on a random skin. You're gonna do the same things as you did in the manual method. Use the calculator, do like this, and 6.5% profit. That's good. And then you go on. Now, do take a look at if these numbers are real. Sometimes the numbers are a little bit skewed up. They're not good. Oh, that's because we didn't put in the marketplace fee. And now it will look better. Yeah, so this is better than before. Now, if you would like to not have these stickers, then you can just go to blacklist, put in sticker like this. Let's say that I don't want to have well-worn skins because well-worns are never good to flip, almost never. And let's say that I don't want stat rack skins because they're also less liquid. Then I can just blacklist it like this, and I will now only see semi-good skins. One thing that I did forget is souvenir. You really have to, but this will be somewhere around the best settings. Mess around a little bit. If you have more questions, go to the Discord. I can answer them, but I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. We did have finished this. Let's go to other markets to Buff163. This one is for all balances. I just listed a few of these markets that you can use. Now, one good thing about this strategy is that you only have 2.5% selling fee. Now, of course, there is going to be a high competition. That is because Buff is the IRL price. The Buff price, so the price of a skin in Buff163 is basically the price that every IRL trader uses. Everyone on the street, everyone just uses that price as the real money value. So let's say that I buy a skin for less money than on Buff163. So on Buff163 the skin is 10 euros and I buy it for 9. Then of course everybody is gonna wanna buy that skin for 9 euros because everybody knows that the Buff price is that price, so you can get that amount of money for it. I hope you understand what I mean, and that is the reason why can be a high competition. So first we're gonna scout the markets. And one thing that you want to keep in mind is that you want to wait as short as possible. That's why we much rather use peer-to-peer markets than bot markets. Then I also noted that look for peer-to-peer markets with a 0-day hold or longer. You can also use bot marketplaces with very short day holds. That's also fine. Now, you may not understand what I mean, but the thing is, what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna buy skins from marketplace A. So for example, we're gonna go to something like Skinport. We're gonna go to the market and we're gonna buy a skin off of here. And we're then gonna sell the skin to Buff163 for a profit. Now, if I will go ahead and buy a skin on Skinport, then probably the skin will not be tradable right now. I mean, all the skins with low prices are gonna be bought instantly. For example, this fuel injector is gonna be bought instantly. So you will not have skins that are tradable that have low prices. So on bot marketplaces, this does include D-Market, this does include Skin Baron, most likely have a 8-day trade hold. This means that I buy the skin today. I'll have to wait 8 days for it to go into my inventory, and then I have to wait once again 8 days for me to be able to sell it once again back to Buff163. Only after 8 days it will become tradable and I can sell it. So that will cost you an entire week. Now let's say that we go to something like CS Float, then we go to the marketplace. For some reason CS Float is not currently working for me. Okay, but let's say that there will be a skin right here. So let's say I want to buy a skin on CS Market, CS Float. Then what will happen is I will buy the skin, but since it's a peer-to-peer platform, that means that the skin will be directly, or at least that day, in my inventory. Now that means that I only have to wait 7 days before my skin is tradable in my inventory, and then I can sell it to Buff163. So we had to wait 8 days less than if we use a bot marketplace. So you're gonna choose any of these markets, and there are literally a lot of markets. Now just for an example, let me show you. If I go to GamerPay, that will be my market. You can literally use any of these markets that have peer-to-peer or bot. You also have something like Skin Baron is a site. There are a lot of sites. You can just check every single one out of these and look at which ones you have the best deals. Now step 2 is going to be watch out for the buying skis. Check the profit manually or with the calculator in the spreadsheet. So what I mean is sometimes you have a hidden buying fee that you don't see, and therefore your profit can be less. Now, since we're going to be selling to Buff, you can use the Buff163 calculator that I have in the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is in the end of the presentation, or just click the link in the description. Now, how this is going to work is you're going to search for a skin. And we're going to compare the skin price on, for example, GamerPay to the skin price on Buff163. So let's take a look at this skin. What you're just going to do is you're going to go to these different markets. You're going to go to buy. You're just going to just scout the market. You're just going to look, how is the market looking? What skins are cheap? Are there any skins I can snipe? And then, for example, you're on this skin. You're going to see the price is $2.92. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Buff163 market. I'm going to search for the skin. And by the way, I will show you a method in which you can do this semi-automatically. And over here, let's take a look. So we can see that the price of this skin is 3.18 euros in a buy order and 3.45 euros in a sell order. So we put in the price from 2.92. We put in the price of, let's say, 3.2. And we see that we have a profit after fees of 6.8%. This is the profit before fees and this is the profit after fees. So always take a look at this one. And do note that the fee is 2.5%. So you can't use this, for example, to check the skinport or something. A skinport selling price. Do note that it's a 2.5% fee which I use right over here. So we can see it's 6.8% profit. Is that good? It's okay. It's not like tremendous, but it's okay. You will have to aim for around 5% minimum. Now, of course, you can go manually and see all the skins, but let me just show you a way in how you can do this automatically. Now, I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long. So of course, for each market, there is different way in order to snipe skins. For example, here you have to sort by best deals, and then you'll just have to compare all of these prices. Then you, for example, have a skin port, which you have to use the live function or the private sell function. And then you have CS Float, which I honestly don't know how you will do that. Just snipe skins. Like every market has a different way in order to do it. So for that, you'll just have to ask people in, for example, Discord servers, or you'll have to search that yourself. It's usually not that hard to do once you just know what the strategy is, but I'm not gonna explain it for every site. I literally don't want this video to be like extremely long. What you can do is you can go to Price Empire and you can basically just, for example, let's say I want to buy skins on GamerPay. You can say compare GamerPay with Buff163. I recommend doing the buy orders, otherwise all your profit will be inflated. Put in the 2.5 marketplace fee. And then just gonna search from volume from high to low. I recommend you to do that. And what you're then gonna do is put in your price. So for example, $5 to $500. Minimum ROI, put it at 0. Minimum liquidity, let me put it at 10. Minimum quantity is 5. And this can be 0. And then you can search from highest ROI to lowest. And for example, right now you will see a lot of skins that will be profitable to flip from GamerPay to Buff163. Now you can also blacklist well-worn like this, blacklist stat track. I don't know, at least blacklist souvenir and possibly sticker. So right now you have more skins that are more liquid. Now, I'm not gonna explain every single settings of these. I have a video on my channel. It's called How I Find Unlimited Good Deals. So you can watch that one in order to know how Price Empire works. What I basically recommend you do is to go from highest ROI to lowest. And now you can just click on every single one of these skins. You can see what is the price on GamerPay. You can see what's the price right over here. And then choose to buy the skin, yes or no. That is basically how this method works. Let's take a look at the steps. So you can also use Price Empire for finding skins. I explained that. Then once you get the skins, you will sell them back to Buff163. And then you will have another buff balance. So you've done everything, you've bought skins, you've sold them, but now you have the buff balance. So this is where you probably have to do another method. Because you either have to buy skins and then sell them to your bank account so you get money in your bank account, or you need to sell your balance. But selling your balance is very hard to do. There's a lot of people selling balance, so high competition, so it's probably not gonna work. Therefore, I recommend you to then, with the buff balance, buy new skins and sell these skins on other marketplaces so that you get money in your bank account, which you can then use again to buy skins, and you sell then the skins back to Buff163. I recommend you do something like that. I think that is maybe the only option that you can do. So that will be the only negative point of this strategy. If you have any questions about the strategy, you can ask in the Discord server. But let's nonetheless go to the next strategy. Let's go to Buff163 to other markets. This was one of the better strategies that I have personally found. So what this will mean is this was one of the better strategies that I found the most fun, or at least it was one of the most time efficient strategies. Well, but that was because I did something that not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people know this, what I know. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain this in a future video. I'm gonna do one video about how I made the most amount of my money from this one strategy. And I think that it's gonna be a very good video. I will tell you that if, let's say, maybe like 100 people extra do the strategy, it's not gonna be profitable anymore. So you will really have to be quick about this. Now in this video I'll show you how this strategy works. You can still do it in the way without what I know. But what I know, it's like much more efficient. It's much more better. And a lot of people know about this, but they will not share it on YouTube. So I will make a video, a future video. It will come in like at least one and a half months. I will upload it and I will just show you exactly how I did it. But I'm talking for too long, so let's just show how it works. So how to research. Basically, we're gonna buy skins on Buff163 and sell them on other markets. Now, we're first gonna research what markets we're gonna use. So first choose a market. You can literally choose any market. Every market has skins that sell for high prices. At least most of them. So we're gonna choose a market. And just to keep it easy, let's go to something like Skinport. So one thing that I have to note is you're better off using peer-to-peer marketplaces. So you have markets like Skinport, which is a bot marketplace. And you have markets like Waxpeer, which is a peer-to-peer marketplace. And I recommend you to use more peer-to-peer marketplaces. Just search on Google what are peer-to-peer marketplaces, which ones are there, and there will be a list. Just use a few of them, check those sites out and how they work. I will upload a video about how to research sites because it's something that not a lot of people know. They don't really understand it. What I'm trying to explain is that every single website, every single market has their own kind of strengths and weaknesses. Like this may sound a little bit weird. Every single marketplace, you have to understand, every single marketplace has like ranging from 10 to 100 items that always, or at least usually sell for a very high price. Or I mean like above market price. What I also say in the steps is check what skins are liquid on the market. So what skins sell very often. And see what skins sell above market. So for this strategy to work, you're going to have to find certain skins that sell for a high amount of money on a market. Now I'm just gonna explain I'm just gonna show one thing to you. So I've done this for the last few years. If I go to my inventory, I've not done this recently, but for example, you have this MP7 fades. What I mean with this is these ones almost always sell above the buff price. They sell for like 10 to 30% profit. As you can see, you have these ones that sell for a lot of money because they're high fade. So for the last like 2 or 3 years, what I've done is I've gone to Buff163. I've put buy orders for these skins with either high fades, or I will just buy them directly, or I will just buy normal one of these. Like I'm gonna show you this. Let's put it at factory new. Like even the cheapest tradable is €6, but the cheapest tradable is gonna sell for €7.55. And I bet that if I put my extension on, that it's gonna be above the buff price. As you can see, this one is selling 30% for more than the buff price. So that means that you have around a 12% profit. Like I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Like I won't understand if you don't know what I'm trying to say. But for example, on Skinport, I know that there are less than 50, I would say less than 50, but somewhere in between 10 to 50 skins that you can sell almost every day for a high price. So if you want to know what these skins are, you literally have to click on every single skin and check which one sells for more money. I do have a list myself, but I feel like only people that are gonna do the research themselves deserve that list. Like only them deserve to know this knowledge. So that's why I don't want to say the skins directly. Yes, what I say is check what skins sell for a good price on the market. Make a database or list. So make a list of what skins sell good on this market. So what skins sells good on Skinport? What skins sell good on Walkspear? What skins sell good on D-Market? Every market has these skins that sells for a higher price. Now the reason for this, I can explain this in another video, where I'm just going to explain you how to research markets. But the fifth step is use comparison or manual to see if it's possible flip. Let's say that we're going to take a look at this skin. Now for this, first you have to make a copy of the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet will be in the link in the description. You have to make a copy and then right click on this and click on duplicate. Now what we will need to do is, let's say that I want to buy skins on Buff163. I want to sell them for Skinport. What is the Skinport fee? You have to know that. So that's 12%. The only thing you have to do is change these numbers. So change it in 0.12. Change these numbers in 0.12. Change what again? And that's it. So now we've changed the numbers. And let's say that the AK Slay now sells for 2.8 on Skinport. We have 10% profit. I hope you understand this. If you don't, you can leave some questions. So these are steps. So you set the buy orders for the skins that you have found. So once again, take a look at your list of skins that sell for higher than buff price and that sells for a long time for higher than buff price. Then set the buy orders, sell the skins. It's pretty self-explanatory. You set the buy orders, you get the skins in your inventory. Of course, use peer-to-peer markets if you can, because then you don't have to first send the skin to a bot and have to wait 8 days longer. And once you get the money, you have to get buff balance once again. So you can either buy skins, sell them on buff. So use another strategy that I also already explained in the video. Or you can go to someone and buy buff balance of them. Yeah, you have to see which is more profitable for you. Now, you do have the comparison method. So let's say that I want to use Price Empire, which is basically the site where you can compare different markets. How you would go by doing that is the following. Now, I also noted here that peer-to-peer markets are better than bots markets. I'm going to explain it in a shortly, but first let me quickly explain how Price Empire works. So let's say that we're going to go from Buff163. So go from Buff163 buy order to what should we do? To, for example, Skimport. Let's take a look. Where's Skimport? Should be somewhere. Steam, that is Steam. Yeah, Skimport. So fee of 12%. Price days, 1 day. Minimum volume, doesn't matter. Quantity, let's say 5 minimum buy orders. How many skins do there need to be on Skimport? And this one I actually recommend you to have between 5 and 10. You have to a little bit mess around with these settings. Minimum liquidity doesn't matter that much. You can do 50. Minimum ROI, put this one at, I would say, at least 5%. And then, well, actually, because Skimport is different, keep that one at maybe like -10. And price range, this depends on how much money we have, but we can leave it with this. Now, go from the highest volume to the lowest volume, and then take a look at all these skins. Now, on Skimport is different. So why is Skimport different? Because this skin is €8, but that's not a tradable skin. So the skin that is gonna sell, so let's say that I want to buy a skin and I want to sell it, then the real price is not €8, but it's €8.90. I hope you understand what I mean. But I mean that on Skimport, the lowest to cheapest price, which the site uses, is not usually the price it actually sells for. It actually sells for a lot more. So then our profit is also a lot more. Keep that in mind. Now what you would now have to do is just click on all these skins. It can maybe help you. You can go from ROI biggest to lowest, but you're gonna find a lot of skins that really don't sell that often. So that's the downside of using this comparison feature. Now I hope that you found some useful information in that. Lastly, it's if you put your skins on peer-to-peer websites, that means that you're not limited to one site. I can put it on GamerPay, on CS2, on Empire, on D-Market maybe, on GamerPay. Like, you can put it on every single peer-to-peer market. And in that way, you'll reach a lot more people and your skin will sell a lot faster. That's why you can use something like a peer-to-peer market lister. There's Empire has one. Now, I honestly can't find it, although I can find it on the old Price Empire site. So I will leave this link in the description. Now, how this works is you select your skins. Then you select what marketplaces. You have to link your API keys. Then you have to set the prices. So, for example, I want to sell it for $2. Then you click review. Then you will see on what marketplaces it will be put on and for what price. It will basically the base price plus your fees. So the price you put in is the price you're gonna get. And then you have to press all this and click on publish and it will work. Now, I don't know how many skins you can list. You may have to buy the subscription. Now, if you want to buy the subscription, you can use my referral link. You don't have to do that. I believe I get like 5%. But if you buy a trader, then I think you can put unlimited items on the peer-to-peer lister. I honestly don't know anymore how this works. I can't even find it on the news site. Okay, let's go to the next method, which is also the last main method, which is Buff163 to Steam. And then we go from Steam to Buff163. Now you can basically do this with all methods, with all balances, I mean, sorry. Now the thing about this method is that this does not always work. The thing is that, of course, you have Steam money, but Steam money you can't directly withdraw it to your bank. So Steam money is not the same as real money. Sometimes Steam money just has lower value than other times. So you will see that you will try the strategy and maybe at 3 months of the year it works, then 3 months it doesn't work, and then it does work. So this strategy may not work every single time, but if when it works, it's a pretty good strategy. What we're gonna do is the following. We're gonna buy skins on Buff163, place some buy orders. Then we're going to list skins on Steam. So once these skins get in our inventory from Buff163, we can immediately list them on the Steam market. Then we will buy skins with that Steam balance that we get from selling that skins. And then we will sell those skins to Buff163, in which we will then repeat the cycle, etc, etc. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the site called priceempire.com. Of course, link in the description, and we're going to use the comparison feature. Now you may need to log in, I don't know, but we're going to use this feature, and it may sound complicated, but it's a really easy strategy. Now all you have to do is click from compare this, choose Buff163 buy order, or you can also choose just a normal Buff163 price. The thing is, you have to try both, because sometimes if there are 0 buy orders and there's a very low buy order on an item, then you may have prices that are like they're not real prices, so it may have like an error. So you can use any of these to just play around with it. Then we're going to of course compare this with Steam, so you'll have to search for Steam. And then the best thing to do, in my opinion, is Steam buy order, because if you do Steam, like the price is always a little bit higher. And it's just better to put buy order, because otherwise you will have, otherwise it will be fake prices. I don't know how to explain it. It's like this will be the best, because this means is that people are actually selling it for this price on Buff163, and people are actually wanting to buy it on Steam for this price. So this kind of means that you have guaranteed profit. Now the profit that shows right over here, so every single ROI will be a little bit less than it will actually be. But I mean, you can see that as a good thing. In the end, it doesn't really matter. First of all, do the marketplace fee at, I believe it's 15%. Steam takes a 15% cut. And then minimum volume. Let me take a look. So what I think that we're going to do is we want to have at least 10 buy orders. Then we want the quantity of how many skins are there on Buff163. I would say like at least also 10. Maybe we even want this to go to like 30 or 50. Minimum liquidity at 50 is okay. You don't have to change these ones. We can keep the minimum price at this. Of course, the minimum price and the price range that you look at depends on your money that you have. Now, the thing is, you're gonna have to play around with all of these settings. I also don't know the best settings out of my head. So what we are going to do is sort from biggest ROI to lowest. Although this is going to be the part where you have to watch out. Because listen very carefully, because you might see this 20%, you see 70%, you see all these high ROI. So you see all this very good profit. That's actually not the case. And why is that? Well, you have to know that we're gonna buy, for example, this skin on Buff163. We buy it for 116 euros, or we place a buy order and buy it for around 109 euros. Then we're gonna put it for sale on Steam. So the lowest buy order will be 163 and the sell order will be 200 euros. So we will get, without the fees, we will get around 117 euros. Now, let's say that we sell the skin for around, without fees, 160 euros. That means that we go from 109, we go to 160. So we have a profit of 160 minus 109 is 51 euros. But then you have to remember that we have to go from that 160 euros that we now have on Steam, we have to buy a skin and sell it back to Buff163. So that's something that people forget, and therefore you really have to get a high ROI. Now, people have always told me that you should get an ROI of that is minimum 30%. Around 25 to 30% you can get away with. In this case, we have a 46% profit when buying this skin on Buff163 for 109 euros, then selling it right over here with after tax 160 euros. If we manage to do that, then we have a 46% profit, which is actually very good. But now the thing is that we have to go from the Steam money to Buff money. So flip these numbers around and make sure that you have from Steam and compare it with Buff163 buy order. Now you may see that the ROIs will be a little bit less than you would normally see because we go from the Steam price to the Buff163 buy order price. But this means that we go from a price that people actually sell their skins at. Skins actually get sold for that price. So we know that that's a real price. And you can then sell it to a buy order, which means a buy order is also a real price because it means that somebody wants to buy it. If you say buy order on Steam, you will have bigger profits. On paper, you will have bigger profits, but you don't know if you can actually buy it. Just do what I do, otherwise it will not be good. So marketplace fee, remember to put this one at 2.5%, first fee at 15%. You don't want to mess that up. And then basically just sort from biggest ROI to lowest. And you'll maybe see like a positive percent, but you will see a lot of negative percent, which is a lose. And this is normal because as we know, Steam money is not worth as much as real money. So we're gonna lose some money. Now, what I just recommend you doing is either to check right now all of these skins. So go check the Steam page, go check what is the price, then go check the Buff163 price and page and check what the price is. Now the thing is, you don't want to buy a skin that is very hard to sell. So we can actually adjust a few things. So there are a lot of things that we can try to do. For example, we could say a minimum ROI of -30 and then for example sort by volume instead of by profit. Now in that case, we may not have the best flips, but we will most likely have the fastest flips. So it will be easier to sell these skins. Now you do have to consider the price trends of these skins. That matters a lot. You can change around all these settings, but let me just explain something to you. So how much negative ROI are you looking for? Well, let's say that we have that 160 euros after tax from the skin. So we made a 46% profit, which is actually really good. Like normally you'll be looking at around 30 to 40% profit from Buff to Steam. Then when going from Steam to Buff, let's say that we have those 160 euros. Let's say that we get a minimum minus ROI of 25%. If I do the math right, that means that it is going to go times 0.75. So now we're left with 120 euros. Now remember that we started with, wait, let me do it like this. 100 divided by, we started with 109 euros in this case. We're gonna put that against 120 because that's what we ended up with. And this gives us a 10.09% profit, which is, that's pretty good. But as you can see, it's not the 46% profit. Now, let me just now show you how this will all work out and how you can maybe make a little bit more profit. So now that you know how the strategy works, let me just show you with one item how I will do this personally. So what we're gonna do is the following. We're gonna go, of course, from the Buff163 to Steam buy order. Let's change the marketplace fee and let's change the ROI from biggest to lowest. Now, personally, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for skins that have at least a 5 minimum volume because I want skins that sell a little bit quicker. Now, the thing is, you can go for stickers, but they are a little bit risky, although usually stickers have the highest ROI. I have to say that. Now, what I recommend this strategy for is to take your time with selling items. Like you can, with this strategy, you don't have to focus on speed as much as the other strategies. Like you can keep an item on sale for, let's say, 2 weeks, and that's really no problem with the strategy. So, for example, what I could try doing is I could try flipping these shadow daggers. So what I will do is I will take a look at this. I will go to the buy order. What's the buy order? It's around 110. So let's say that I sell this skin for 110 euros on Buff. What I also can do is I can bargain people. But as you can see, it sells for 110. So let's say that I buy it for 110 euros. Then I go to Steam, and what I can now do is I can sell it to the buy order, or I can put it up for sale for a little bit higher. Let's say that we can sell it for around 160, a little bit less than this. So let's say that we sell this for around 158. Now, after fees, how much will it be? Now, in order to check that, we'll have to go to our inventory and let's sell a random skin. So let's say the buyer pays 158. We get this amount, 137. So just to recap, we spent 110 and we got back 137. Now to calculate the profit, do 100 divided by what you started with. So we started with 110 times how much will we get after that, which is this amount, and we'll have a 25% profit. Now this will be like the minimum that we would get. So it will not be a great skin, but we could do it. So let's say that we do engage, we do sell the skin for this price, we'll have 25% profit. I recommend finding skins with a higher profit, but I think this is okay. Let's change this. Let's now go from Steam price to a Buff163 buy order like this. Change the marketplace fee. And what I will now do is I will just look for some random skins. Really doesn't really matter. So let's say that we buy, we could literally even buy this skin. We could try it. I don't know if it sells. That's the only thing. Like the thing is, there's now one buy order. So if you want to risk it, you can sell it for 12. But the actual price will be around 9 euros. So I wouldn't risk it personally. If you want to be a little bit risky, of course you can. Now I'll be taking a look at all of these skins. And let's say I find something like this one. This one seems promising. It's the new AK. You do have to watch out with new items since they rapidly change in price. But let's say that I buy this one for around 139 euros. Then I'm gonna sell it back to Buff163 for 118. Okay, so let's take out the fee. We'll be left with 115. So we started on Steam with, we spent 138 and then times 110.5, I believe it was. No, it was 115. 115.5. So we lost around 17 to 18% money. So I believe that if you now calculate it, we have somewhere between a 5 to 10% profit if we will do these trades. Now, the great thing is that once I buy the skin on Buff163, you get it in your inventory. And even while it's not tradable, you can put it up for sale. So that means that when you get a skin from Buff163, when you buy it, instantly put it up for sale. Once you've done that, then you just wait for it to sell. Be sure that you're the cheapest. And also don't quick sell it. Just take your time with this. Then after you got the Steam money, instantly put up the buy orders. Put a lot of buy orders on many skins so that you can get your balance converted into skins as fast as possible. Then you have to wait for them to become tradable. Sell them back to Buff163. And that's basically it. Once you understand it, it's a pretty easy strategy, which can at sometimes have pretty high margins. It all depends on the season and how it's going with the market. Let's go to the following, which is sticker flipping. Now, what is sticker flipping? Let me go and show you. So sticker flipping is you buy a skin that has stickers on it. Then you sell the skin for more. Yeah, pretty easy, right? Well, basically, we're gonna go and search on different markets. This can literally be any market. It can also be IRL trading, but in this case, you can also search on Buff163. I just wanted to include the strategy because I think it can be pretty fun and also pretty, how you say it, profitable. Now then we're gonna sell these items. So one thing that is true is that Skinport has a high sticker overpay. And you can also use Skinport as a middleman service because they only use 2% fee. I also found a lot of people on Reddit, Twitter, etc. that want to buy skins with stickers for a pretty good price. There are a lot of people that want to buy that type of skins. But let me first explain to you how this works, and I'll come back to how you can maximize your profit. So let me show you an example of how this would work. Now, as you can see in the part, wait, let me change my head. As you can see in the bottom of my screen, and this is what I found on how much money does stickers on a skin add in value. So this is pretty true. What it says, I don't know how accurate this is, but from my days on GoTrade, it could be anything from 5 to 20% depending on the sticker, placement and combination. Now I have to be honest with you, I don't know what are the best combinations, what are the best places, but I do know that if you have, let's say, an expensive sticker on a skin, it adds value. And this usually ranges between 5 to 20%. Now, I'm gonna give you an example, so I hope that I can make it clear of how this works. There are a lot of tutorials, I assume, so you can also search for more tutorials. Now, we're gonna start off with the skin. So let's say that the skin is this AWP and it's worth 10 euros or $10. That's the base price of that skin. If I would buy a skin without stickers, that's how much it costs. And then you have all of these stickers. So you have this sticker, for example, it will be 50 euros. You have this one is 100 euros. This one is 80 euros and this one is 20 euros. This is not the real price of these stickers, but it's just an example. Depending on the placements, these stickers are worth between 5 and 20% overpay. How this would look like is the total price of the skin is $10, which is the price of the skin, plus the sticker overpay, which in this case is 50 plus 100 plus 80 plus 20. And then it's just this weird kind of combination, and it's probably somewhere between 5 to 20%. If there's a 5% overpay, this skin will be worth 22.5 euros. And if there would be 20% overpay, this skin will be worth $60. So I honestly don't know what this would be worth. You have to research a little bit what are the best positions, but this can definitely make a lot of money. So let's go back on how I would achieve this. So what I would personally do is the following. So you have to buy skins somewhere. And I've tried this in the past. I don't really know where I can get these skins. I know that if we go to Buff163, what you can do is you can go to the market. And I believe that if you click on sticker, you click on apply sticker, you can search for applied stickers. So I can say something like Katowice 2014. I can say it needs to have the sticker attached. Then you can search and you can see what are the cheapest skins with the sticker attached. But the thing is that you have to know how much these are value. The thing is that, let's say that a good sticker comes on this market. So many people know how much this is worth. So they're already gonna have bots So they're already gonna have bots that check the price of these and check if it's good to buy. So people with bots are gonna instantly buy skins with stickers if someone priced the item wrong. So of course you can still bargain these items. As you can see, this one would only be 4% sticker overpay. This one will be 5%. What you can do is the following. So find a skin that has stickers on it, and where you believe that the sticker, and where you believe that it's worth more than it's currently sold at. Let's say I think that this one is worth like 300 euros. I don't know then where to sell. Well, what I recommend is, I know one guy who has 500,000 of skins sold on Skinport, and all he does is sell skins with expensive stickers. I know someone who does that, and a lot of people told me that Skinport is really good for selling skins with stickers. Now, what you'll just have to do is buy the skin, for example, then transfer it to Skinport and try to sell it right over here. What you can do is you can go right over here, put it up for sale. And I think, yeah, people can search for a sticker. So let's say the sticker is called 3D Max Hollow. So if I search for 3D Max Hollow, I believe that it would be this one, we can see that right over here, the cheapest one is 185 euros, 3.4% sticker pay. So you can see what the other prices are. You can try to be the cheapest. You just have to look around where the best thing to sell. But people told me that Skinport has really high prices, really good margins. Now, of course, if you put it on the market, you'll have 12% fee. So what you can actually do is you can go to the Discord of Skinport, and there's this buy and sell place where you can directly promote your skin. So just say something like this, skin with expensive stickers, like this, DM me for price and stuff. You can just make something of it, link, place your link right over here, and then you'll only have a 2% sales fee. That's maybe something you can try. Honestly, like further I can help you, but if you do this, I think it's a pretty cool strategy. So let me just go to the next strategy, which is also this small strategy, which is float flipping. And this contains of two things. This contains of buying a lot of small skins, such as trade-up skins, and this contains of buying more expensive skins, such as gloves, such as high-tier skins, where you put a buy order for it, that has a low float. Let me first explain the buy order section in Buff163. So what I mean is, for example, you can go to something like, let's say black tie gloves. I just pulled something out of my ass. Driver gloves, black tie. Like there are so many skins at which you could do this. So of course, you know, like with gloves, the lower the float, the better. So let's say that you get a float from 0.15 to 0.16. It's gonna be worth a lot more. And as you can see, a lot of people are doing it. So what you can actually do is you can put buy orders for a specific float. So you can put a buy order for 0.15 to 0.16 for, let's say, 285 euros. And then if somebody sells it to you, you can then sell it back to the market. And let's take a look. How much is a 0.15 worth? So if we go from 0.16 to 0.15, your buy order fills. The cheapest one right now is 310 euros. So if you buy it for 285, sell it for 310, you have a small profit. And that's the way on how you can do this. So I've actually had this happen to me a few times, that I just put in a buy order for a low float. I got the float, I sold it back to Buff and made a good profit. Now for this, it usually works only with like this high tier items, or like this is mid tier, but items like this that are like 500, 100 euros, around that price. But you still have to be lucky that someone sells it for a low price to you. I just wanted to mention this because I think it's pretty cool. And if you get lucky, this can happen to you. The second way that I can tell you is trade up skins. Now, I honestly haven't done this, but I know that there were some people who did this like a year ago. So I honestly don't know if this is still possible, but there are a lot of trade up fillers. So let's take a look. I guess these are trade up fillers. Like people do trade ups and they need skins with low floats in order to get the trade. So what you could do is, let's say this Desert Eagle Urban Rubble. Okay, so you go to Buff163 and you search for Desert Eagle Urban Rubber field tested. What you could do is you could take a look and see from the float range which ones have low floats. They sell for a little bit higher, as you can see. So they sell for around 18 cents instead of 16 cents. And what you can do is you can literally like place a buy order for, let's say, 15 cents and say I only want skins with the float of 0.15 to 0.18. And what you can then do is you can sell them back to the market. Maybe this will be more profitable with factory new skins. Let's take a look. Like maybe, okay, yeah, as you can see, this one sells for a lot more. So you could also try it right over here. Place a buy order for an extremely low float. Maybe it fails. And what people usually do is they will place like big amounts, big quantities of these buy orders. So that contains of normal buy orders like these people are doing, and also contains of buy orders where you specifically only want low floats. I didn't really do this, so I just want to show this to you. If you want to experiment with this, be my guest, but I've honestly not done it, but it may be cool to do. Then we go to the last part of this presentation, which is the spreadsheet, plus the profit calculator. So there will be a link in the description where I will show my spreadsheet. Now you could just click on the link and this is how it works. So I have a spreadsheet with a few different presets that you can use. So what you will have to do is go to File, click Make a Copy. You can name it anything you would like. Click on Make a Copy and then it's yours. Like I've made other videos where people, they keep asking me in Gmail to get editor access in this file. Like I'm not gonna give you the editor access. Just go to File, go to Make a Copy, and that's how you get this spreadsheet. And you can use it as if it is your own. So I'm just gonna quickly explain how this works. It is pretty easy, but it may look like a little bit intimidating. So first of all, this is the calculators. So this is the first calculator. It's the Buff163 calculator. And how this works is you can put in a buy order price and a sell price. And this will use the 2.5% selling fee. And then you don't have to manually calculate it. Just say, let's say you're doing the Buff163 buy order strategy. Buy order for 5 euros, sell order for 6 euros. You know how much profit you're making. Now always remember that this is the profit with the fee, this is the profit without the fee. So don't look at this once, but I just put it in because it may be useful. Now then I have made a copy of a Buff163 calculator. Now I'll rename it to, or let's say calculator B. So this is calculator for any other thing that you would want. At this point, it's with a 12% fee. Now, let's say that you want to have a calculator where you buy a skin on another platform and you sell it on another platform. Then here you can just input the fee. How you can do that? Let's say that the fee of that platform where you're going to sell is 5%. You just say 0.05. If the fee is 10%, you can say 0.1. If it's 1%, you say 0.01. So let's say 0.05 is 5%. Then also make sure to right over here, put in 0.05% or like 0.05. And then you have the same effect. These you don't need to change. These are all good. So that's all you have to do. Pretty easy to use. How does this spreadsheet actually work? How do all these methods that I have right here work? Well, I've made a few of these spreadsheets. Let me rename this so it looks better. So the first one is buff to buff. Then I have gamer pay to buff. Then I have buff to skinport, buff to workspear, and I have buff to something that you can do yourself. Now, please remember that if you change the marketplaces that I have written right over here, or if you change anything, like remember to change the fees. So at this one, the fees are at 5%. If you want to change that to 1%, change it to 0.01. Now, in order to change the whole row, change the first one. So let's say I want to make it 1%. I make this 0.01. Then also change this one, the first one, to 0.01, like this. And right now, click on K. Then hold Ctrl and click on the first two. And then press Ctrl plus Enter. Now it will all be changed to 1% fee. Do the same thing for the next one, Ctrl Enter, and you're done. Please remember to change the fees. Otherwise, you won't have the good profits, and this is not good. So first we have buff to buff. Now how does this work is here we have a skin section. Put in the skin that you bought. So red line, aka red line, just copy it from Buff163. Now let's say that has a 0.551 float. So it has a very low float. You can put it, for example, right over here. Or you can say expensive stickers, anything that you want. Date purchased. Pretty self-explanatory. You say like the 1 May, then the price was 12 euros, $12. You can change the currency by going to format, no data. I forgot format, number, and you can change currency right over here. You can also search it on Google. Now, is it on sale? I like to use this one, so I would like to say like, is it on sale on Buff163? If not, I will say no. If yes, I will say yes. Let me show you. Then once it's sold, So sold on 8 May is 8.5 like this. As you can see, now everything turns gray, and that's just good because we can now, and it's good because we now know that the skin has been sold. Also, I forgot to put in the price. So let's say I sold it for 12 points like this. Then you can now see this is the profit, this is the profit percentage, and this is how long it took me to sell. That's pretty cool. So let's go to the next page. Let me just remove this. Let's go to gamer pay to buff. Pretty much the same. Put in the skin, date purchased, at what price that you purchased. Has your skin been sent to Steam? Type yes if it has been. So that means it's in your Steam inventory. It has been arrived at what date? Let's say today. You put in today. At what price? Oh, this is like at what price are you going to sell it? So this is the selling price. Let me just put in sell price. So we're gonna sell it for this price. Is it on sale? Yes or no? And when has it been sold? Then we have buff to skin port. Basically, it's all the same. You can change this to your liking, but that's basically how it worked. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Put I think a lot of time in it. So if you have any improvements, because I did talk a little bit more than normally, leave it in the comments or join the Discord, say it right over there. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. Goodbye.